Namaste everyone. So today, in today's video, we are going to talk about the upcoming full moon. And upcoming full moon will take place in Ashwini nakshatra with sun dwelling in Swati. So it's going to be actually quite interesting full moon due to several reasons. So first reason is that sun in Libra, first of all, actually experiences its debilitation. Why it experiences its debilitation? Because first of all, originally in Libra would happen this autumn equinox, after which, we are slowly heading towards winter. And another reason is that sign of Libra also represents western direction when sun is setting, when sun's power is actually slowly diminishing. So sun has quite small power in the sun. While at the same time, during this full moon, moon will be dwelling in sun's exaltation place, which is Ashwini nakshatra in the sign of Aries, sign of individuality. So this is actually a very interesting thing. And Ashwini nakshatra itself is very strongly connected with us discovering this individuality, with us discovering our own power. This is why it's actually very, youthful nakshatra. It's also quite optimistic nakshatra, and it's very fast and speedy nakshatra, as well as very creative and very healing. Because you see, Ashwini nakshatra is represented by horses. Even the deities presiding over Ashwini nakshatra, Ashwini Kumar, they have the heads of horse. And what horse represent? It represents this speedy life force, right? Because if you see wild horses in nature, they are powerful, they are beautiful, they are attractive, but they are also very fast and very wild and very passionate. And similar is our life force, which is why you see, if we are not controlling our life force properly, it can become too wild, too impulsive, too impatient. This is why Ashwini nakshatra is also originally Mula Trikona place of Mars himself. And this is why Ashwini nakshatra can produce lots of impatience in the mind. So full moon occurring in Ashwini nakshatra definitely is going to bring us more life force, more healing, but can also make us a little bit too nervous and impatient. Especially because this full moon in Ashwini nakshatra is going to receive the fourth aspect from the Mars, from exalted Mars in fact. So that's something very beautiful and something very powerful for the moon. Which is why around this full moon we might feel more energy. If you ever felt, recently that you would like to do something, you would like to complete something, or start something new especially, because Ashwini nakshatra stands for new beginnings as well, but you somehow didn't have power to do that, or energy, that's the best time to start something. Not directly on the full moon, but around this full moon, Because full moon happening there in this Ashwini nakshatra with this beautiful aspect of Mars will give us more energy to heal, more energy to be creative, more energy to start something from the beginning, to completely let go of the past and finally open up for something new in our life. And there is also going to happen one specific thing along with this full moon, and that is that precisely on the degree when the fullness of the moon will happen, right? So precisely opposite the sun, during this full moon, we are going to have direct conjunction on precisely the same degree with full moon and Uranus. And Uranus is the planet which we usually do not consider that much in Vedic astrology, traditionally, because it's the external planet. And why we even do not consider this external planet that much in Vedic astrology? You see, first of all, because they are not visible by naked eye, And if you look at entire Vedic philosophy, not only Vedic astrology, but generally the Vedic philosophy, everything, circles there around the power of observer, the power of actually observing something. So the idea is that as long as you actually can't observe something, it doesn't affect you that much. This is why we do not consider these external planets that much. And another reason for that is that Uranus, Neptune and Pluto are 3 planets which are moving so slow that, you know, in a birth chart especially, they don't have such an impact unless they are, like, you know, on precisely the same degree conjunct with some other planet from your birth chart. And same thing applies also to observing the chart of the present moment. So as long as there is not this direct conjunction happening there, simply the energy of these external planets, which we can't even perceive with our eyes, is not, how to say, channeled that much. It's not manifesting itself in any profound way, in a sense we could say. So this is why this full moon is actually quite special, that precisely the fullness of the moon happens on the degree where Uranus is actually dwelling now in Aries. And actually Uranus is sometimes addressed as Harshal or Prajapati, and yes, you actually can find him mentioned in some of the Jyotish traditions. And Prajapati is one of the names of Brahma. So it's quite interesting that he's dwelling now in this sign of Aries, the sign of individuality, sign of actually creativity as well, creating something new. Which is why this full moon happening there in this direct conjunction with Uranus, he will actually teach us a couple of things, and he will also unblock certain things. So first thing which he will unblock is he will unblock our creativity. He will change our perspective to see some things from new perspective, you know? Especially to see ourselves from a new perspective, because keep in mind, Aries is still the sign of individuality. So it is all about, in a sense, rediscovering ourselves, redesigning ourselves even, you know? And also letting go of some things from the past about ourselves, some assumptions and beliefs which are not true anymore. So this is actually a very special conjunction. And this conjunction will also help us to become more creative, and specifically with this aspect of Mars happening there as well, both on the moon and on the Uranus himself. This is a very potent combination. It's a really beautiful time to start something new, you know? To just have this courage finally to make this step, to start something new in your life. Start something which you always wanted to start but somehow never had time to do that, or never found energy or enough creativity to do that. That is really the time for that. So all in all, it's going to be a very potent time and a very beautiful time as well. And I definitely wish you all who are watching this video a very, very beautiful full moon. And if by any chance around this time you feel this, you know, creative spark, this thing within yourself that, yes, I want to heal myself. Yes, I want to create something new. I want to start something new. Or I want to finally change something in myself. Then please follow that intuition, you know. The only thing you need to be a little bit careful about during this entire transit, this mini transit we could say, is not become too impulsive, too impatient, too nervous, you know, and not to focus on yourself, because, you know, that's another extreme which can happen. So that's just a little bit from me about the upcoming full moon, and thank you so much for watching. Namaste.